Hey YouTubers, it's your Sky Diva. Don't I look fly? Yes, I ordered this off of Amazon. This is actually a scarf, okay? It's connected. The hat and the scarf is so soft. And check this out. Hand warmers. Oh my God. I ordered this because I knew I was going to be coming back to Chicago. I was off for a week. So when I was at home watching the weather, beautiful weather in Houston, and saw how cold it was in Chicago, I knew a Texas girl. I was like, look, I'm going to need something that's going to keep me warm because I'm not used to all this. So I saw this on Amazon and I fell in love, and I didn't know it was going to be this sexy when I got it. So I had it shipped to my crash pad, and when I arrived on when was it? Thursday, it was there, and it is so soft. I'm gonna have to if anyone's interested, just let me know, and I'll get the name of it, and I'll put it in my bio or in the comments. But oh my God, I love it. But yes, I got it off of Amazon, and I think it was like $18, and it's connected. Everything comes off. But when I turn around, I'm gonna show you why I need it. So I started my trip. I'm just doing a 2-day. Lord have mercy. I'm on a 2-day trip, but I'm gonna turn around and show you. Where am I at? Michigan. I don't know if you can see out my window. Look at that. That is a lake or water or something, and it is snowing. And when I got off the plane, I was like, oh my God, it was snow everywhere. It was like deep snow. The street snow plow. I'm from Texas. I'm not used to nothing like that. So it just threw me for a loop. And the guy who told me, it was like this little lake area right where we're staying at. It will freeze sometime, and in winter, when it really gets cold, shoot, it's like 20 something degrees, so that's cold enough for me. My crew, they went to tour the little town where it looks like Mayberry. It's like everybody know everybody. It's so small, but it's pretty. It's beautiful. If I would have brought the right shoes, I would have went with them, but I didn't bring the right shoes, so I didn't go out and try to walk around on this snow. But it is so gorgeous. Let me turn it around again. That's the lake, and you see the mountains and the snow and the little buildings. And this little hotel that we stay in is really nice. Probably like 5 hotels in this little town or whatever. But yeah, it's where are we at? Hancock. So I don't know what it's like any other time, but it's really pretty today and cold. It's supposed to be a snowstorm coming tonight, so hopefully our flights are not too delayed. But one of the other reasons what prompted me to do this video is I was talking to a new flight attendant. She's fairly new, and I ran into her. I was deadheading to Salt Lake City one time, and she was on her way to training, and she and another lady, and I introduced myself to them, and I gave them my phone number, and they just completed their IOEs. Congratulations. She probably watches this because I think she subscribes to my channel, but if you do, you prompted me to do this video. So she's on her first trip after her IOE on the 200, which could be very scary. And then she went international as well. So you do your IOE on a bigger plane like an ERJ or a 700 or a 900, and you're with someone else who's showing you all the things you need to do. Well, all the carriers are different. United, American, Alaska, Delta. They all do little things a little differently. So my advice to you, because I've spoken with her before her trip, on her trip, now after her trip, giving her some advice, showing her some tips and some things that she wasn't aware of. Now, in my previous videos before, I talked about how when we're in training, we don't go over a whole lot of service. And you do, but it's different from when you actually hands-on and you're by yourself. And she realized she made a few mistakes, but the flight attendant after her was really sweet and just in turn emailed saying, hey, next time, blah, 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 because you can get the wrong FA who don't care if you're new, and she'll just report you and you get, to complain about it instead of just reaching out to you, telling you some things, because, we do realize that we all are new at some point. So to help ease you about the 200, especially if you're going international, just read your EFAD on international announcements. And if you need to do any custom forms, that way you can you can even maybe screenshot your international announcements, because you do have to toggle back and forth between regular announcements and your international announcements. And you might be thinking you don't have enough time and you're trying to fumble through it or whatever, so you can screenshot them. And if you even want to put them in order of when you have to say them, that may help. What else? Pre-flighting the 200 when you're by yourself, especially if you're on an MST. As soon as you walk on board, this is what I told her. As soon as you're coming on with your luggage, do your door. As soon as you get in the door in the galley area, throw your luggage, like in the front seat, and start doing everything up front. Make your way around the wall from right to left over to the galley. And when you do your emergency lights, that's when you can pick up your luggage and take your luggage and put it in the overhead bin while you're looking at the emergency lights. Then you can make your way back up to the galley, and you can, if the little compartment behind your seat is empty or vacant, or doesn't have, some of them have like a wall, you probably can fit your lunch kit, your purse, ball up your jacket, scarf or whatever, and that can go in there. It's like a little door where against the wall behind your seat, where some of your safety equipment and the passenger safety cards and your link device that you also need to pre-flight is at. So it can go in there. And then you're going to go to the back of the aft of your plane, the lavatory and all the emergency equipment in the back. And then as you're walking back up to the front you can do your passenger safety cards, and you're done with your pre-flight. And it really, once you get the hang of it, and then when you're coming back from the passenger safety cars from the back, you can do your emergency equipment that's on aircraft left. And that's right before you get right and back to the galley. And now you're done with your pre-flight, and depending on how much time you have, if you're not rushing, that's when you can start checking your galley, because you're working by yourself. So you really want to organize your cart, make sure provisions have come, and you have your ice, you have your AM or PM snacks, you have all your soda, your snack boxes or what have you. If you get all that together, that way once you get in the air, especially if you have like a 45-minute flight, you still have to do service. All your cart is already organized and ready to go. And get your link device out and set it up, because you have to set it up before you take off, because we don't have internet on the 200. So you set it up, load all your flights for that day off of your trip sheet, the ones that you're going to be on that same plane. If you're going to switch planes, and just do what's going to be on that plane. Set your link device up, put it up, and that way once you get out, what I usually do is when my customers are boarding, I take a coffee cachet and I put a coffee cachet in the coffee pot, because you've already pre-flighted your coffee pot and you've already tested the water, so you know it's running and everything. You've already checked your galley lights, make sure you didn't need potable water, make sure you didn't need aft service and stuff, right? You already did that. So now here come your passengers. Your cart is already done and ready to go. If provisions hadn't come, then you need to let the pilot know. and you don't hold up boarding for that. So they'll come and give you everything you need. So then your passengers come and you're just greeting them and everything. And once you go through all your announcements and your demonstrations, and you close your main cabin door, and you've done your pre-taxi and stuff, sometimes you're still sitting there. You haven't moved yet. So you still have time to do stuff in the galley to get organized, because now your passengers are settled and they're sitting down and you've already done everything you need to do. So you still have a little extra time to make sure your galley is straight. So now once you get in the air and you're out of stir flight deck, the first thing I do is I hit brew and warm on the coffee so it can start brewing. And you're closing your curtain, you're washing your hands, and now you're getting your cart ready for service. So by the time you set up your cart, however you want your cart set up for service, by the time you do that, your coffee is good, ready to go. And now all you got to do is do your service. And it usually takes me 45 minutes on a full flight, whether it's 50 or 76 passengers. If it's tonight, our flight was 54 minutes, and it took me 40 minutes to do everything. So by the time I got back to the galley after serving and started cleaning my cart, maybe about 8 minutes after that into me cleaning up, the captain came on and made an announcement about we were going to be entering initial in 10 minutes. So I still had enough time to rearrange all my carts, change out my soda, pour, empty the cans, empty the coffee, clean up, wipe down, restock the cart for the next flight attendant that was going to come on. And so I still had enough time to clean my galley, do my pre-landing announcement, pick up my trash from the guests as well as the lavatory, put the trash up. And even when I sat down and turned the lights back on to what they're supposed to be, depending on what time of day you're flying, I still had time. So it's just all about how you work. In your first time doing it, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be looking for this, looking for that. Where is this? Where is that? I don't have any trash bags. I don't have any toilet paper. Who do I call for paper towels? Who do I call for snacks? Those are the type of things that she was going through. So I was able to tell her where to look for that information and who she should contact. And so I'm very confident that on her next trip for today, that she will be good, because she said yesterday was rough, but today is going to be better because she's starting to get the groove of things. But we all go through it. We all do it. It's all about support and just being there for one another and giving tips to each other to help our jobs, flow a little better. And I was able to show her where to go look, because she was sitting at a gate for a flight and didn't realize that the gate had changed and she didn't know it was delayed. So I showed her where she can go and look at the flow and see where the plane is and if it's delayed or not. And those are things that you really don't learn all that in training. But, someone, once you get to your domicile, should be able to tell you those things. You should be able to meet some flight attendant who's willing to say, hey, let me show you this, because they don't teach you, they go over it, but it's like, oh, this is that, and then you're done. And then once you get on this plane by yourself, you're like, now what did she say, dude? Now where was this? And you're second guessing yourself because you're nervous and you're scared. So that's just my advice. Feel free to reach out to me time after your IOEs if you have any questions. If you can recommend some tips to me to make easier. Maybe you found out another way to do something that works a little bit better. But so far, I got it. I think I got it. Whatever I do works for me, and I can time things out. And then it may not work for you, but it's just, an option. Makeup is running. But anyway, guys, good luck And I will see you in the friendly skies. I love my scarf. Oh, she's so pretty and sexy. Anyway, talk to you later.